Better wrap some presents.
Yeah.
You got shit to do, too.
I guess I do. These are all Danielle's presents back here that I haven't wrapped.
Oh my god.
But don't tell her what they are.
Not really. Some of it's trash.
Some of it is.
I don't even know what you got her, so.
It's hiding the presents I already wrapped. From Santa.
This is how we hide presents from kids.
Mm-hmm.
They will never investigate
They don't
this.
care to look
Never.
other than this.
Wow.
Hello and welcome back to RTFB. This is Travis, and today is the day when Chris, Danielle, and I bring you yet another classic holiday movie to really put you in the spirit of Christmas. This year, that classic book, Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorp, which of course we all know is the inspiration for the movie Die Hard. As of the time of this recording, Die Hard is free to stream on Tubi, to rent from basically every online service, and is probably playing somewhere on TV right as we speak. So go ahead and get yourself a festive drink, cuddle under a blanket, kick off your shoes, and make some fists with your toes. And let's get back into my conversation with the Chris's and Danielle already in progress.
Yep. But it also gets in Grandma Sue's way of getting in bed. So
Yep.
We gotta clear it out.
Mm.
Yep.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So let's dive right in because everyone's got schedules and stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So how long would you all have waited in that limo before you're like, fuck this guy, and like just threw his bags like at the door and left?
Yeah, like,
Because
Since we had an agreement, like
10
maybe 30 minutes.
I'd give him 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not like he had somewhere to be. Like, he was, he contracted or whatever.
And he's counting on a kind of a fat tip.
Yeah.
And also he's got a fridge full of booze.
Yeah. And a cool stuffed bear.
and a phone.
Yeah, exactly.
That he could just talk to everybody
Just
on,
talk to
apparently.
everyone on that phone.
In the 80s.
Bitchin'
What
technology.
luxury.
Yeah.
Right?
Car phone. Remember car phones?
I do. My grandma had one.
Remember that? Yeah.
It never
My
worked, and it
parents
was big.
had one in one of their cars.
Oh. I don't think ours ever did.
Mm-mm.
Not until there was a cell phone.
We weren't rich enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or that dialed into technology. And stuff.
I still don't know how my grandma got that. And like I said, we never could make it work.
Yeah.
And it just lived in its briefcase under her seat.
Just in case.
Just in case. Till the cell phones came around, then they were useful.
Yeah.
This one kind of replaced like the center console in between the driver and passenger seat.
Yeah.
That's what I think of as like the classic first car phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we gotta engage with controversy. Like, is this a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. No question, right?
Yep.
No question.
Yeah. Not
I always
at all.
disagree with those who say no.
Yeah. What the hell? Like, like it is, like overwhelmingly a Christmas movie.
Yeah. It's not only literally set at Christmas, it's got all the themes you want, like in your Hallmark movies, like he's reconnecting to his family and making new friends.
Romance.
Right.
Re-engaging the spirit of the holiday, which is murdering terrorists.
A little bit of action. Right, exactly. It's bringing justice to one and all.
Right. Atoning for sins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Redemption.
And I mean, he's even like going through the ductwork like some kind of
like Santa. Yeah. And he leaves presents.
Yeah, exactly.
Of dead people and other things.
And receives presents.
Yes.
And he did it all barefoot.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Like Jesus, probably.
What a guy.
No, that's the real controversy we have to address. Like, why, what, where'd that come from, that advice? Like, yeah, after a long flight, just go barefoot and, like, make your feet into, like, little fists.
Some seat jockey who done it for 9 years in the 80s, so that was a big deal, I guess. Like, I've never heard that. Like, the most I hear is wear compression socks on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's trying to combat? Thrombosis?
Mm.
I don't know. It's fun to say.
Thrombosis.
Thrombosis.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Also, Is this anyone's first time watching this movie?
It was mine.
Oh
I had
my
never
God.
seen it.
It was also my first time to watch it all the way through.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been that way for a while, but I watched it like 12 years ago for the first time, so.
Yeah.
This has been a yearly Christmas tradition for the last few years for me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to make it one as well.
Yeah.
Totally worth. But yeah.
It's on my list along with Krampus and a few other classics now.
Oh,
Yeah.
the classic of Krampus.
I'm sure I've seen parts of it, and I think I've seen Die Hard too, but I don't think I've always watched this one all the way through until like last weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen Die Hard 2.
But you die harder.
But I've seen the others. Just not 2.
Die Hard 2 is mostly the same movie, just like in an airport.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
I would say the third one is probably the best of the sequels.
Yeah.
So that's the one you want to watch, the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
With a vengeance.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Not Live Free or Die Hard.
Eh.
I mean, I like that one, but it's not as good.
Well, that one did the thing that like all of the Fast and Furious movies did, which is like it starts off as like something kind of somewhat realistic, and then it just goes fucking off the rails. Like they have to keep like one-upping the action and like making the stakes higher and higher.
And I haven't seen this fifth one either. So
oh my
to
God.
see that.
Which one's that?
It's one that came out like a few years ago.
A Good Day to Die Hard? Is that the fifth one? Or is that Live
I think
Free
so.
or Die Hard?
No. I think it's a Good
Am I
Day
just
to Die
making
Hard.
up titles now? Like,
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's not difficult, is it?
Because we had to look it up. We were looking up on Hulu and like, where's the fifth one? Oh, it's all the way down here because doesn't start with a D.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Fucking alphabetizing.
It's not in any type of order.
Not in any type of order.
Remember when they would just number movies?
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do.
It's just 2. No colon, no nothing.
Yeah.
The search for
Sometimes
peace
if they
or
were
whatever.
fancy, you got Roman numerals like Ninja Turtles too.
Yeah.
Or Star
Rocky.
Trek.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So Danielle, how'd you like this movie?
I liked it, except for I did think it was like 20 minutes too long.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, why is this still going? Like, we have done all that we can do, and we are still going.
To kill everyone those guys.
No, there was one more terrorist to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, even at the very end.
He hadn't
there
given
was
everyone
one more
their
guy.
redemption. Like, he needed Carl Winslow to get redemption too.
Carl Winslow, best character.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was a joy. He's
was.
got, like,
Indeed.
the greatest smile in film. Reginald Phil Johnson. He's just delightful.
He's just so joyful all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
What a charming man. I would say that's something about this movie is it really is just charming. I don't know. Like Bruce Willis is a charming dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good at that shit.
This was like Bruce Willis at his most Bruce Willis-y, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this is what the world figured out with this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a handsome guy who can do action-y stuff, but he also is like a guy. He's a guy.
And he's funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's funny. He's got quips.
Yeah. And I mean, I watched, a while back, I watched a little bit of Moonlighting, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
But,
Long time, a little bit of it.
yeah, but like rewatching it as an adult, like, you kind of get the sense of like, why they would have liked him for this role, I guess.
Yeah.
Because Bruce Willis was not like an action guy before this movie.
Right.
And in Moonlighting, he was like sort of a fast-talking private detective who's kind of also like not very good at his job.
Right.
Like, so he gets by in that show a lot on charm, I think. And like that's really like Bruce Willis kind of more as like a romantic lead, which people don't see him that much as that like anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
But this seemed to be like a framework they would return to a lot, like the reluctant retiree, like getting back in the game, but taking care of business, like in Fifth Element or
yeah,
or what have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely charming and like nostalgic. for that era of movies. Like, even stupid stuff like having random boobs in it. I'm like, oh, remember when that happened in movies?
Remember when they would just put boobs in a movie?
Like, there's no need for it, but there it is. Like, all right.
No. And also, it's the 80s, so you have to have, like, cocaine sweat guy.
Yeah. Don Jr. Yeah.
Especially since he's, working in a high-powered job in a Japanese corporation.
Yeah. He's got work stress he has to deal with.
Who actually holds a party on Christmas Eve, though? Like, guys, this should have been, like, a week ago.
Corporations did, like, 30, 40 years ago, I guess. I don't know.
You have to remember that, like, back then, business people lived for only business.
Yeah.
And so
you
it's
just
not
go
like
home
they had
afterwards.
a private Christmas party to go to, and it's not like they were going to be spending time with their families. Like,
That's
no,
true.
They're all going to be at the office doing cocaine. Like
those same people from that time frame are still doing that today. Like, they have not figured out how to get over it.
Doing cocaine and each other.
Yep.
And enjoying the festive spirit.
Sending their kids a check for $500. Go, here you go, kid. Get yourself something nice.
Yeah, there you go, kid.
And the fact that they, like, for the movie made the corporation Japanese also is, like, a weird reflection of, like, the fear of Japanese economic power during that era.
Yeah.
Coming to buy everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's something
kind of
I
like the Chinese are doing now.
To talk about when we got to the book also, because, like, the book was written in the late 70s, and the movie was made in the late 80s, and so one of the shifts between the corporations is, like, the book corporation is an oil baron, basically, Klaxon. And to update it for the 80s, they made it, Japanese conglomerate soft bank of the time or whatever. Like, yeah. I guess just to reflect the different economic fears.
Yeah.
Like you were saying. But interesting shifts between that and the book. I was delighted to find out there even was a book, so it fits our idiom.
Exactly. We could talk about it.
I'd never even heard of this before, but...
Is it actually called Die Hard?
No, it is called Nothing Lasts Forever.
Huh.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. It was later renamed to Die Hard because, again, we'll talk about this more. I think a lot of good changes. From book to movie. But before we jump into that, so Roderick Thorp, right? Born in 1936 in the Bronx and died in 1999 in Oxnard. So he did not quite make it to the millennium, you guys.
Oh.
Probably good for him.
Yeah. He
died in the good years.
Died in Prince's 1999 instead of the millennium. He graduated from City College of New York in 1957. And after graduation, sold cars. Worked in haberdashery. Founded a catering company.
That's a fun one.
Worked in insurance, and also worked at his dad's private detective agency.
So it took him a while to find his true strength of writing.
Sounds like me, just trying to figure out what you want to do for a while.
Yeah. Spend the first, 40 or 50 years of your life just kind of bouncing around.
Right.
Haberdasher is great to have on a resume, you guys.
It probably was back then. I mean, Harry Truman was a haberdasher.
Haberdashery. They noted that when he was working as a detective, he had once spent a week lying under a bus to spy on a mechanic who was selling stolen gasoline.
What?
So he is no stranger to extreme conditions to catch criminals.
Yeah, wow.
He also went back and became a teacher of literature.
Oh, nice.
And creative writing, so he wrote something like...
Just not with, compulsory kids.
Yeah. Wrote something like 13 novels, 5 of which were made into movies.
Wow,
In
really?
fact, this book is a sequel to a book called The Detective, which was made into a movie in the 60s, starring Frank Sinatra as John McClane.
What?
/ Joe Leland.
Joe Leland.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so, the same character.
That's some range, you guys.
Wow, I had no idea. That's almost Philip K. Dick levels of books turned into things and whatnot.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, I'm guessing... I know Danielle didn't read the book. Chris, did you read the book?
No.
Other Chris read the book.
I did.
Yeah, I don't have time for reading things other than school shit. So
you mean you're not going to get your kids to read a Die Hard book?
Unfortunately, no, but I did get them to read The Outsiders, and they really liked it, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And some of them liked the movie.
Yeah.
Others thought the movie was too quick and didn't do some things right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're taking a cue from the podcast and you're teaching of the children, making them read a book and watch a movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I found that pretty entertaining when we were doing that, and I'm like, this is exactly what I do with my podcast, except our version will be safe for work.
So won't feature cocaine.
No.
Or curse words. Because let me tell you, when I let one fly, they all act like they saw God or something walk by.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So
no, that's how it goes.
Yeah. So the first book in the series, The Detective, was written in 1966, and this came out like 9 years later. Apparently, right after Mr. Thorp watched The Towering Inferno.
Oh, okay.
And then had a dream where he replaced, a raging fire for like firearms. Mm-hmm. He's like, I've got an idea. I'm bringing my guy out of retirement.
Yeah. I mean, it works. So
yeah. And at the time, critics said it was, really brilliant, like exciting. The LA Times said that you should read it in one single sitting.
Oh,
I can agree with that. Like, it's a fast read. I read it over 2 days, and like, it really moves. Like, it reads like an action movie.
Yeah, and there wasn't even that much that it seemed like they changed from like the actual events in the book either. Like,
right,
kind of
just some names and stuff.
Straight out, combined some characters, changed some names, but
yeah,
okay.
They I think changed motivations first of all to make the terrorists like a little bit less sympathetic. I think
in the movie or in the book.
In the movie, they made a shift toward like, no, they're actually just thieves.
Right.
They
just
like
want the money.
They're straight up like,
we just want money.
Like have the moral low ground, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas in the book, they made them a little bit more sympathetic about like.
Were they trying to stop oil?
They're trying to expose this oil company doing an arms deal. They're just they're doing it in a terroristy way.
Right.
Know?
Okay.
Right.
And also like
part of me is inclined to go, eh.
Yeah, exactly. And then I would say that the other major shift that they made from the book to the movie to make the main character a little bit more likable is there weren't women in the gang.
Oh, right. He wasn't murdering young women.
Yeah, he wasn't murdering like 22-year-old women.
Right.
Like that makes
Constantly.
him a little bit less sympathetic,
Yeah, like what, 3 or 4?
Would.
And each one he's like, I really felt bad about killing that last girl, but I'm gonna do it again.
Well.
Yeah.
Sometimes the situation just forces your hand,
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. You just,
Exactly.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Well, and another big shift is, again, because they kind of changed time frames, is in the book, he's like a World War II veteran.
Yeah.
Like a fighter pilot.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And he's not rescuing his wife. His wife died, I think, in between the 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to rescue his daughter, who's working at the company.
So like later movies.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. They couldn't get Alyssa Milano for this or find a reason for her to be in an office building or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
She wasn't of age there.
Right.
To be an office lady.
No.
Yeah. But again, I think it plays into, I think the change to making it his wife, like, plays more into, like, a redemptive arc better in the movie, too. Like,
yeah.
Like,
especially since the relationship
with his dead wife in the book, but.
Yeah. And especially since the relationship's kind of on the rocks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, hey, he might not be the best husband and that stuff, but he's here to save the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, the ending of the book is way darker.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Very, like, everyone here is an asshole and, like, suffering and pain and misery all around. Like, like, he doesn't save his daughter. Like, she dies trying to help him kill the Hans Gruber of the book.
Oh.
He's pulled out the window with him.
Oh.
Yeah. Then he takes all the money from the company and throws it out the window. He's like, fuck these guys, and I hope I destroyed your building too.
Yeah.
Like, I hope insurance doesn't pay for this.
Yeah.
I think I like the movie better.
Yeah, basically.
And also, one of my favorites though is the sort of final scene in the book.
Yeah.
Where you got Al Powell, the Reginald Bell Johnson,
Yeah.
and like they have the last terrorist finally made it out, and he's gonna shoot the guy.
Yep.
He actually pulls the deputy police chief in front of main character, like throws him in front of him to
fuck this guy.
Bullets.
Like they're coming right for you.
Yeah, like oh my god. And then afterwards he's like, oh man, it was a really brave thing that he did, right? Jumping in front of you to take all those bullets.
Right.
And Joe's like, you would make a great cop.
Yeah.
Thanks, Al.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then there's also a couple of times where he's like, well, I don't have to kill this person, but I'll move her over here so when I shoot her, it looks like I was defending myself. Because again, towards the end, he just wants everyone dead, wants everyone to suffer. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I understand that feeling. I try to let it go because it doesn't last that long.
You understand the feeling of manipulating people to get killed in what looks like self-defense?
Oh, of just wanting them all to suffer.
Oh, okay.
That happens at school sometimes.
Oh, God.
I'm like, I want you all to suffer. So because 5 of you are talking, all of you now have to write a 1-page essay.
Oh, my God.
I have done
shoot
that.
all of you with the Kalashnikov.
Sorry, sidetrack.
Not to disrupt the flow. But
sorry, yeah.
Danielle.
I gotta go in like 7 minutes.
I wanted
Danielle time.
I want to interrupt the structure and ask you: do you recommend this movie? Like, would you, if someone's never seen it before, should they go watch it?
Yeah, I think they should watch it.
Yeah,
especially like at Christmas time. Break up the other Christmas movies that are out there.
With your mom later,
no, but we're gonna watch Carry On, which I heard is like the Die Hard of like today, like that they made. It's a Christmas movie in an airport with Taron Egerton on Netflix.
Oh,
yeah.
Should I watch that when I'm on my plane?
Yeah, I think you should. We should watch it, and then we should see how it
stacks up.
Stacks up. Since they're like, it's like the Die Hard of today. It's like, okay, well, let's see.
Yeah,
the Die Hard of today.
What other Christmas movies have you watched this year that are worth checking out?
Obviously, Elf. Everybody should watch Elf all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the 2 Home Alones, not any of the others, because they're all awful.
Yes. There are only 2, as far as I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know there's more, but let's not know there's more.
Yeah.
And of course, the Jim Carrey Grinch is always great, especially when we're eating dinner and like the gross scenes come on. We do like to see that.
I'm getting sick of that movie.
But I did watch like the Netflix Hallmark movies, the Hot Frosty, the Merry Gentleman. And
hold on, let's not roll past Hot Frosty.
I need to watch A Biltmore Christmas since I just went to Biltmore a couple weeks ago.
That was an actual Hallmark movie, and it was like a couple years ago, right? I watched that one.
It's on Netflix, but it's leaving after the 31st.
Yeah, that one is cute.
There are a lot of Hallmark stuff on Netflix now. They're finally getting over their bullshit with like having to get a Hallmark app.
Yes,
but Hot Frosty, actually not bad.
Yeah,
there's like 2 different movies going on, but the movie that Daryl from The Office is in is awesome.
Yep, that one was pretty good.
All right.
It was very interesting. And then the Merry Gentleman was like Magic Mike, but at Christmas and with Chad Michael Murray.
Nice.
And an old guy. And the old guy was in there.
Tell him about Levi's review.
Levi had walked in, and my mom and I were watching it, and it was just like a normal movie they're not always dancing around topless.
Right.
So he just like walks in and he got done running and like is standing there for a little bit while we're watching it. And then they start to dance with their shirts off and Levi's like, oh, I'm going to leave. And he walked away.
He's like, you're watching that right in front of your
mom.
Yeah. It was,
and I was watching it too.
Yeah, Travis was watching it too. It wasn't horrible, but then also there was Our Little Secret, which has Lindsay Lohan and her like fabulous new face. Like, I don't know who did her work, but she looks phenomenal.
Oh, does she?
Yes.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Yes. Yeah. And the movie was cute. Like, it was exactly what you would expect from a Netflix Christmas movie. I think it was the best one out of the 3.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, but Hot Frosty had Lacey Chabert.
Yeah, but no, this one was just better.
She was watching the other Lindsay Lohan movie on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I went to high school with that
She's
girl.
like, oh, that looks like a girl I went to high school with.
I love when they do stuff like that.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, those were cute. If you got some time, you could watch those on Netflix. Mm-hmm. They're worth at least one watch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think the only one I've made sure I did my annual viewing of the first 2 Christmas Prince movies.
Oh yeah.
So yes. I didn't.
They're so delightfully simple.
Yeah. They're cute.
I love them. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll watch a couple more now that Sue's in town. So
yeah, we'll find something.
Yeah.
And I've been tasked when I'm in Europa to find a acorn ornament.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So.
Yeah. I thought you said Aruba.
You got your scavenger hunt all
Europa.
Europa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, yep. What was your favorite scene in this movie?
What was my favorite scene in
when he
this
threw
movie?
that corpse onto the police car to get their attention?
That was pretty good. I don't know.
When he said hello to the porn poster for the second time, he's like, "Hey, I remember you."
It's like, oh, hey.
Yeah. Again, a nice little touch that makes Bruce
that didn't
Willis
need to be
a
in
charming man.
Yeah.
But I liked it when he wrapped himself in the fire hose and like jumped down the building.
Oh yeah.
Like this is fine. The whole rest of the building on top's on fire, but this hose will probably hold still.
Yep.
Yeah. Straight up.
Hey, it's that extra strength. Like weaving, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there are like a lot of iconic little moments in this movie.
Yeah,
yeah,
and like especially like I don't know, like flipping on the Zippo and the ductwork, like that's a classic moment. And but my favorite, honestly, is just like the little small thing of the terrorist guy going behind the newsstand, and then he's like, "Oh, candy."
Oh yes, he's like, oh yes,
like like Nestle Crunch Bar, like absolutely, like he's just like he's like shiftily looking around and like kind of reaching under the counter, like
Now I want a Nestle Crunch Bar.
I liked when they were like, he's like, oh Argyle, please tell me you heard the gunshots and called the police, and he's in the car like on the phone like jamming, like like
nothing.
he didn't hear,
but he showed up when it mattered.
Yes, he punched that one guy.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think just so in general, that whole scene where they're infiltrating the building is just really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very slick, very calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like, and then with little grace notes of like, oh, Zooms, awesome.
Yeah,
Nestle Crunch, I didn't know you had this.
Yeah,
so, those are hard to find these days. It seems like,
right?
I like Nestle Crunch bars. I'd be excited too.
Yeah,
crisp
rice.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Nestle's Crunch.
That's right. We'll have a half-hour ad break for Nestle Crunch. Yep.
Did you get your copy for your ad read for Nestle Crunch? Like, do that now, or... Oh, right.
I also liked when he was like, yes, I found some shoes. I can put shoes on. Dang, it's like the one person that has smaller feet than like my sister or whatever he said.
Yeah. Well, that's the
it's
other
like I picked the one terrorist with smaller feet than my
6-foot German guy has tiny feet.
Like tiny feet. Couldn't get some shoes.
I loved how much attention they paid to his video game inventory in this movie. Like everything he came across was important and used later. And they never lost track of like, oh, well, he can't use a lighter. He didn't pick that up, or he ran out of bullets for that gun, so now he has to use it as like a grappling hook to climb in this shaft or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very organized way of doing things, and everything kind of pays off at some point. Like everything he finds is important to the story, and they let you know that he has it. Absolutely,
right.
Yep, and then he lets other people know, too. He's like, now I have a machine gun.
Yeah.
Ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
That's why it's a Christmas movie.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I have to go.
I was just gonna ask, anything else you want to get on record before you head out? Was it better than 2001?
God, yes. Nothing has been worse than 2001.
I thought
the lauded film masterpiece.
Breakfast at Tiffany's was bad, but it was not 2001 bad.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Enjoy your lunch. Enjoy the Nutcracker.
We're gonna go watch the Nutcracker
Tell
people
the
dance
rat
around.
queen I said hello.
Okay. I will.
Find out if she has an Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye.
Don't forget your Stanley either.
I got it. You can sit in the comfy chair now. Bye-bye.
Stanley mug.
All right, I gotta move around now.
I just saw an ad from them that now they have water, like, spill-resistant ones. Like leak-proof Stanleys.
Are they?
Because all the kids keep dropping them.
Are they not leak-proof to begin with? They're pretty heavy-duty.
Some were leak-resistant.
Do they still have lots of lead in them, or is that...
Now it's like leak-proof.
Oh,
I don't know.
My favorite thing to come out of this is like the company that made like the heavy mug. I don't know if you guys have seen that. But like some company took it to extremes and was like, we made a coffee mug that's like 45 pounds of machined steel.
Why?
Just because. And so a lot of the ads for it are just like people hefting this mug to their mouth. Like, oh, like, geez, like.
Doesn't seem like why would you need this?
They're all just jacked.
Novelty. Yeah, like.
They have huge
it's
triceps.
It's a great way to get exercise. Like every morning you got to lift 35 pounds to get your coffee. Like, I
mean, I've been exercising with Izzy because she likes to like. Ever since she was little, we had this game where she like comes and like stands over your leg, and then she wants you to like lift her up with it.
Yeah.
Well, she still loves that, but she's 50 pounds now. It's like, okay, at least I'm getting some exercise in now.
Yeah.
Since I don't do any, I'm like, this is probably good for me. Lift the 50-pound dog with my legs.
Well, this is out of order, but some extra stuff about this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was directed by John McTiernan.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who we previously featured for Hunt for Red October. He directed that too.
Yes.
And also did Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also spent like a year in jail for a wiretapping scheme.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I didn't get too
During
deep
his
into that
career
Wikipedia.
Or beforehand?
It was like early 2000s, so...
Oh, okay.
He like kind of retired from directing because of that, but...
Yeah.
I didn't get all the details, but apparently he was like wiretapping somebody or something.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so went to jail for that. Anyway.
He does weird things to people. Look at John McAfee.
Yeah. Budget of about $35 million.
Okay.
Box office of like $140 million. So.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby, especially for an 80s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it earlier, but like at the time, like, people were like, I don't know if this Bruce Willis guy is going to cut it. Like, he's done TV and stuff, and so they didn't really feature him much in the advertising when it came out. They're mostly like, look at this cool-ass building he's going to be in.
Oh, yeah.
This building is why you want to see this movie.
Which, by the way, is in the Fox Plaza in Century City, if you want to go see it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know. I didn't look up which building they were using, so.
Yeah, like that was one of the things, is like Fox... I think it was actually under construction at that point.
Yeah.
And they were still like doing some of the floors, and so they were like, why don't we just shoot here?
Why not?
Why not?
Why don't we just use the building that the movie company
put up some fake logos, and there we go.
Yeah. We already have all the cocaine we need for the party scene. Like, let's just do it here.
Exactly. To put up that one guy's nose.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much.
Only once.
What a jerk.
Wink. Only one.
You snake.
It wasn't everybody.
He should have been named Judas.
No. That would be too on the, too obvious.
On the nose. Too up the nose. So yeah, initial mixed reviews for this movie, but was the highest grossing action movie of that year. And had 4 Academy Award nominations. Like for the sound and editing and stuff, but still it counts.
Yeah.
It does. I didn't know that.
But it's another one of these movies that's had a huge afterlife in the rental market. Like, I'm sure we had all of the copies on the shelves of Blockbuster, even when I worked there. So,
I remember even one of the few jokes that I remember from the TV show Friends was like Joey and Chandler renting Die Hard and Die Hard 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so Joey went and rented it, and they were going to have their double feature, and then it turns out that Joey actually just rented 2 copies of Die Hard. Because, if you remember the way that video rental works, like, he was like, oh, well, it was behind Die Hard, so I thought it was Die Hard 2. But, like, no, it's just, like, they stack all the movies on the shelf that way, right?
Right.
Yep.
So they just watched Die Hard twice.
Which is not so bad, actually.
It's not so
bad.
Why not?
Like, they noted that this is, like, retroactively considered responsible for reviving the action movie genre.
Oh, wow.
Like, kind of replacing the, like, Stallone, Schwarzenegger type, like, super muscly guys with just, like, infinite ammo. With more, like, vulnerable and fallible heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like a really important part of this movie. That like as the action goes on, like he is more and more twisted up and hurt and bleeding and like like you feel like there are actual stakes, like
right,
like things could actually go wrong for him.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it starts with just being barefoot and like unequipped. Like he had his one gun, but everything else he just has to scavenge.
Mm-hmm.
So
only he hadn't followed that guy's advice. He at least had his shoes.
Yep.
So the moral of the story, like, don't listen to randoms on the airplane
the
for
business
like,
dudes on the airplane.
That's right.
Just because they're in first class doesn't mean they know anything.
Were they though, or was that just supposed to be regular airplane seating?
It's hard to tell. It was definitely throwback airplane.
Yeah.
Like smoking in the airport. Remember that?
I remember smoking on the airplane.
God. Yeah.
Like when I was really little, they still had smoking sections. Like a curtain was going to keep the smoke out.
Yeah. That's how old I am. I remember when you could smoke on an airplane.
We had to sit in it one time when I was really little, and I didn't like it because it was, smelly.
Yeah.
So.
Plus you're at altitude, so. It's
but
more
I think
intense.
it was only for our connecting flight from whatever airport, I think in California or near there to Palm Springs. So.
Yeah.
So we used to go visit my grandparents every spring.
Yeah.
When they made their annual migration to California.
Yeah.
And stop at the supper club and get some prime rib.
We didn't get to do that. Ours was Las Cazuelas. A Mexican place. That was our favorite.
Okay.
So.
It counts.
And you got to sit outside because, it was warm. Yeah, and that was just super cool to, like, 5-year-old me. So.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they switched over and you couldn't smoke on airplanes anymore. Mm-hmm. And when we'd pick my grandma up, she's like, okay, I'll talk to you guys in a minute. I'm going to the smoking section right
now. I have to go. Like,
I'll be friendly in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even until a few years ago, they still had...
absolutely understand.
I remember when they made the, like in the early 2000s, they made like the smoking boxes in the airport where people could go in and they had like a super fan in it to like pull all the shit out.
Yeah.
After it was a pain in the ass, to go through security, they're like, okay, well, we can't have people going in and out to smoke, so here you go. Stand in this like contained place.
Yeah. Other throwbacks in this movie: gas for 74 cents.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to process that. I'm like, 70. Oh my god!
And that's in California, where gas is always more expensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it was probably like 35 cents in Missouri or something.
Probably
maybe not that low, but
yeah. I remember when gas was less than $1, but
I do too. I remember when everybody lost their shit when gas hit $1.
Yeah,
and that was when we were going to college.
Yeah,
think about that.
I would not have been able to drive the car I did if gas was more than $1.50 back then.
I know,
right?
I remember I was like being like, "Okay, good. I found $10. I can buy enough gas to put in the van to get home, and then Mom will fill up my tank." Now it's like, ugh.
Remember when you could find money and have it be enough to buy things?
I do, right?
Like a White Castle sack?
Yeah, like the change in the couch could actually get you something.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I found $0.25. Awesome. This changes my day.
I'm gonna walk through the woods to get to the convenience store across the way, and then I'm gonna buy a shitload of candy with this money that I found on the ground.
Yeah. I'm going to Huck's.
Mine was I couldn't go across Manchester and stuff, but neither could most of my friends.
Mhm.
So we would ride our bikes in the back neighborhood stuff
Mhm.
down to like the corner, like where they had a like strip mall thing where their Dairy Queen was, and we had a
Mhm.
big drug emporium.
Yeah.
So there was like a break in the fence in the back, so you just ride your bike through that, and then behind all the
nice.
buildings, and then like, I would
Yeah.
go we get like candy and sodas and stuff for like
Yeah.
$2.
Bitchin'.
It's enough for a whole Saturday morning, you know.
Bitchin'. You get like a Surge.
I
2 liter of Surge.
one time walked all the way through the woods to get to Target.
Nice.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
follow the creek and
Mhm.
follow where they were planning to build the highway, and you could get yourself to Target, and it was kind of funny because like you end up walking in there like all disheveled and dirty and like oh, this homeless child has wandered into Target. Like,
Yeah.
Once we got a little older, I could ride my bike down through Kirkwood.
mhm,
Before they moved the Target, like it was right there in downtown by the train tracks.
mhm.
Yeah.
So it was like a 15-minute ride from my house.
Yeah.
Nice.
We could
Like,
walk,
yeah, I'm gonna go Target, spend these $5 I got.
Yeah. Yep.
walk like the
Gonna
3
pick up
miles to
something
a
good.
quick trip all the way down on the corner of 94.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
And then later a Dirt Cheap, which we really didn't avail ourselves of, but
Yeah.
Cheap,
that's-
fun.
yeah. Weren't really of age at the time.
Oh, I'm sure it wouldn't have mattered. Like whoever was working there is.
They had a drive-through, which I thought was
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't think
your
I ever
alcohol
availed
cut.
myself of Dirt Cheap, really.
Uh-huh.
I just liked their mascot, the weird chicken lady.
Like wearing the
The
old
bathing
timey
suit.
bathing suit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Weird, man.
Yeah.
They were the last refuge of the persecuted smoker.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And that dude looked like a persecuted smoker.
He lived his values.
He
So
That's
sure
right.
did.
he was authentic.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So you mentioned it before, but like another thing I really liked was the progression through this movie, like especially in costume.
Uh-huh.
Like the way he just kind of breaks. You can see his breakdown via his clothing. Like
Yeah.
he shows up and has to get to work, so he takes his shirt off and is working in his undershirt, which
Yep.
gets severely dirty as he starts doing dirty work. And then
Yeah.
Right.
in the end, he's just like soaked in blood, like not all his.
Yeah.
And then also just the general like dialogue as prophecy in this movie.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, talking about, oh, it's just like in Saigon or
Mhm.
whatever. And then
Yeah.
shortly after there, he's wading through like a makeshift rainforest in the
Yeah.
lobby with all the water pouring in, all the plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I forget the exact comment, but someone's like, oh, you want to play cowboy? And he's like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. And then does
Yeah.
have like an old
The
West
famous
style
line.
shootout at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. It's like Edgar Wrightian type
Yeah.
of prophetic dialogue, which I really liked.
Yeah.
And, you know, things that are easy for me to notice, like the like minor key Ode to Joy, as things start getting bad in their Christmas party, I thought was really cool.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I noticed that.
Yeah,
I feel
way
smart.
the way that they reused that theme in the soundtrack was really excellent, I thought. And like even some of the characters like humming along to it, and like
Yeah.
it's really good use of music.
Yeah.
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 And also something that makes it feel Christmassy.
Exactly. Well, they even lampshaded the coming debate like right away when he's in the cab with Argyle listening to Run DMC. He's like, "Don't you have any Christmas music?" He's like, "They say Christmas, it's Christmas music."
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, they already
Yep.
defeated this argument long ago.
Right?
That's right.
So, any other thoughts about the movie?
It's just that everyone should watch it in the
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Make
not a
yourself some
debate. Just
eggnog.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make it a yearly tradition.
Have a good time with it.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Look up exactly when you need to start the movie for Severus Snape to fall out the window at midnight on Christmas. That's the other thing that I really enjoyed. Like, I have a bad thing where, like, if I've seen someone in a more recent movie, I have a hard time being like, oh, yep, There's Willy Wonka on Dune, like fighting for a rabbit.
Right?
This I expected to come in and have Alec Rickman being like 5 points from Gryffindor, but it was much more Sheriff of Nottingham at this point.
Yeah.
I said, thankfully for me, I watched Dune before I watched Willy Wonka.
Oh, okay.
So
it's the other way? You were expecting him to like go around murdering people?
No, I was just like, good. This is not the role I'm associating him with.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's fine, but...
He was going to mumble sing at people.
Yeah. Alan Rickman to me is one of those actors that, like, I don't see him as any particular one of his roles because he's had so many diverse, like, like he's a person who can do anything. In my mind.
Right.
So I always enjoy watching him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He lends a gravitas to whatever he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even if he's just stealing a bunch of bearer bonds to just be a thief and get out of there.
Yeah.
And fuck the company.
I always think of like Kevin Smith telling the story of having him on Dogma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how like how Jason Mewes was like really worried.
Uh-huh.
And ended up like learning not just his lines, but like everyone's lines in the script because he didn't want to piss off that Rickman dude.
Yeah, smart.
Kevin Smith is like, oh shit, we got Alan Rickman, we got like a real actor, like, and so Jason Mewes got all scared and like, yeah, I didn't want to piss off that Rickman dude.
Right.
Someone who's not just a friend I made is in my movie.
Yeah,
exactly. Make sure it's good.
And again, like lending gravitas.
Yeah. Yeah.
To what is ultimately like a very silly movie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Spitting out his alcohol because you're an angel and can't drink.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good movie.
Very much so.
Probably they had to change their motivation as terrorists since they had Alan Rickman, because if they had gone with the book version, you'd been like, well, Alan Rickman is right. Like, we would have had Italian plumbers style assassination attempts way earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If they had kept it like, I'm exposing this oil company for their shitty arms deal they're doing with Chile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was double checking myself. Like, they did not have any other motivation in the movie, right? They just were stealing the money.
They vaguely mentioned stuff about Nakatomi, but that's what made him a target for them.
I think
just their size and business dealings.
They mostly called it out, actually, that like all of the stuff that they were doing sort of as terrorism was like, it was just a cover.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so it was very clear in the movie that like, you know, like, oh, he read about like some like terrorist organization in like Time magazine, and that was how he decided like. And then, and also the fact that, like, whatever terrorist organization he was a part of before, like, had kicked him out. Like, no, he clearly too immoral to even be a terrorist. Like, like, we don't want to associate ourselves with this guy. He's just, he's
a tourist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I forgot about that, but that's a great point.
Yeah.
He kind of had like that half-hearted thing where he was like, for your various sins or whatever, we're punishing you, but wasn't very specific.
But really it was all about stealing the bearer bonds and getting drunk on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this is where Carl Winslow developed his hatred for blurs?
Possibly.
Like that one guy breaking into all the thing, he's like, this fucking guy. That's why he hated Steve Urkel so much.
Oh my god.
Carl Winslow. What a guy.
Carl Winslow.
All right. Well, high recommendations all around, even from Danielle.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is a big success.
It is. I would say that honestly is what we look for here.
I don't think she knows it, but I think she's a fan of 80s action movies.
I think so.
Like, she loved They Live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see? She appreciates the 80s boobs, too, I think.
All right.
I think so.
Well, do you guys have anything else that's good?
Well, you know, just trying to get ready for a trip.
Get the fuck out of Dodge. Like,
going places.
Go do stuff and see people and things.
Yep. Yeah. Fly a German airline.
Yeah. Lufthansa.
Let's see.
Drive a handful of hours up north.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Planning on doing that fairly soon, I think. I don't know. I started playing Metaphor Fantasio.
Yeah.
Which speaking of like the Philip K. Dick thing, like it's actually kind of amazing. The sort of first of all, it was made by the same team that makes Persona over at Atlas, and so it is very highly designed and stylish and cool as shit. And like the world building is solid, and the story so far is solid. But like one of the things I wanted to call out, like again going back to that Philip K. Dick reference, is how in this game the protagonist has a fantasy novel.
Oh,
right, like it's set in a fantasy world where you've got like all of these sort of different races and like all of this sort of power struggle and like I don't know, sort of like societal commentary, I guess.
Right.
But the fantasy novel that the protagonist has in the book is like very obviously set in modern Japan.
Okay.
And like the fantasy of the fantasy novel is like, oh look, it's like a group of people that just kind of get along peacefully. Like, look at that. Like, what a crazy world they live in.
Right.
Where like they're not constantly trying to dominate each other and struggle for power. like what a fantasy.
What a fantasy. Wow. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy it so far. I'm looking forward to actually like playing a game for once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested to check that out, but I have to be very cautious. Because those types of games, like, I can't not play them once I start playing them, and so I have to find a time where it'd be, like, responsible to do that.
Yeah.
Which, who knows if that will ever happen, but...
Yeah, exactly. Like, who has time to put, like, 100 hours into a game anymore?
Responsibly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If I stop sleeping for a month, I can get through it.
That's right.
No, but you need to function better, so...
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing.
Well, I mean, you got like what, like 5-6 years before your kids are off in college. Like, you just got to wait a little bit longer.
You could probably finish it by then.
Or then just wait till then, and then you have all the time you need.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Once you got the empty nest, you'll have like so much time for.
Yeah, Danielle's not going to want you to do anything.
Right.
Never.
Well, she's gonna have her own shit. She's got
her
own list of things.
Ballet without me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been to kind of circle back. That's why I've been holding off on starting Persona 3 Reloaded. I'm like,
yeah,
I really want to play it, but maybe I'll do it this week.
I mean,
while it's light at work.
My understanding for the Persona 3 remake was that the dungeons were still a slog.
Yeah.
That, like that was my least favorite part of that game.
Yeah. But, that's just dungeons anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's either that or Persona 5, which I want to restart. Because now I kind of know how to do a Persona game.
Uh-huh.
Unlike when I first played it. So.
And you were like, what the hell is this even?
Yeah. I was like, I guess gotta hang out with everyone every time. But anyway.
Nope. You gotta make choices.
Gotta make choices and shit.
Gotta make choices.
So, on my side, I've been like in a vampire killing type of mood.
Okay.
Oh yeah?
The Castlevania Dominus collection.
Okay.
So that's all of the games that came out on the DS.
Okay.
So like, I've been really enjoying that more than I expected to. It was interesting though, cause like, I really don't like Castlevania as far as I know, except for Symphony of the Night.
Right.
But through PlayStation Stars, I got this game for free with points. I'm like, yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I was playing, Order of, I want to say Ecclesiastes, but that's wrong. Hold on. order of Ecclesia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing it and noticing, like, oh, it's like this lady and she used magic to make weapons and she, like, basically steals glyphs from people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh shit, this is Bloodstained. Like, I already played this game.
Yeah.
And so I retroactively had nostalgia for this game that was basically remade to prove later on that people liked Castlevanias. So, once I kind of got past that and figured out what was going on, I've been really enjoying all the other games in the collection. So, finished that one, played Dawn of Sorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm now on Dawn of Sorrow. Portrait of Ruin is the one I went through, and so far that's my favorite. It's really cool. It's got a team dynamic. Which is neat, so you can have two different people and either solo it or have them help you out to kill vampires and stuff, but enjoying it a lot.
Good.
I've also been listening to Let the Right One In.
Okay.
Nice.
The audiobook, and that's been really good so far too.
Okay.
I'm probably about a third of the way into it, and it hasn't really gotten to the main point of it yet, where you kind of figure out where everything is going on, but the build up to it, I think, has been done really well. Like, so far, the story is just, about a kid who's being bullied in school.
Yeah.
And, really likes Goosebumps books and reading about serial killers. And it's like, maybe one day I'll be a serial killer.
Oh my God.
And then there's this parallel track with this, guy who you basically get the impression is like a contract killer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's giving you the kind of like collision course trajectory between these two characters. Like, this guy, like, you follow him through the woods and meets a kid that you knew that the other kid, the bullied kid, was also going into the woods at the same time, and like, are they going to meet up? But he ends up killing some other kid instead.
Oh, jeez.
Bullied kid finds out about it the next day. He's like,
that could have been me.
Because he went into the woods with a knife to practice stabbing the trees, pretending they were all his bullies. He's like, did I accidentally use magic and kill this kid?
Oh. Damn. Oh, damn.
So, meanwhile, there's like a new girl who moved into his apartment complex who doesn't mind that it's super cold and only wears like certain clothes and only comes out at night. So, wink, nudge.
Wink.
What might be going on there, but really enjoying it so far. It is firmly in the grim, dark, like, type of Swedish novel with the kind of stuff they get up to.
I mean, the winters are long and dark.
Yeah.
And, like death metal also comes from Sweden. Like,
right.
More than once while I've been listening to it during my run, I'm like, oh. Gross. Okay. So, but the fun kind of gross. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So yes, it's been very satisfying so far.
All right.
And I guess there were a couple of movies made about it, like not too long ago. Let the Right One In.
Yeah. There's probably a Swedish and American. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the American one in the theater.
The one I think I really like about the audiobook is it's read by a British guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of the Swedish, like, local toughs have, like, they sound like they're from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Oh, nice.
Like, okay, I get it. Like, it helps you picture the type of kid
it does,
but that's not the accent they would use, guy. Fair enough. I don't know. So, pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we should chat about?
Not that I can think of.
Nope.
All right. Well, safe journeys to you both.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Have fun across the pond.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Buy me a chocolate or something, or eat a chocolate on my behalf. Enjoy the Christmas markets.
Yeah.
I will.
I liked the Christmas markets in Angers a lot because they would have free samples of truffles.
Oh, that's fancy.
I went to the Christmas market when I was in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been to that one.
It was crowded as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
It was like wall to wall people. Like I like had a very difficult time finding a spot to eat my Hungarian sausage.
Oh.
Okay, that was our session for today. One quick on second thought type of note. If you did want to sync up your movie so that Hans Gruber's plummet to Earth is what rings in the Christmas holiday, you should start the movie at exactly 9:57 and 32 seconds p.m. And homework for this time. As always, we know it can be tough during the holidays, so if you find yourself alone, it is a perfect time to reach out to old and new friends, or go to an office holiday party, or share tips for relaxation with your seatmates on your flight, or dial someone up on the CB radio. Or if none of those options are available to you, send us a message on socials. We'll send you some pictures of our cats, or encourage you to pull up somewhere and have a slice of pizza. Today's episode was funded by a multi-million-dollar weapons deal with Chile, with thanks to Chris Ham, Other Chris Jacobson, Danielle Neither Chris Rowe. It was edited by me, Travis Rowe, and was sponsored by no one in particular. Until next time, keep fucking reading.
Did you want to go?
I mean, we did go to this production of the Nutcracker. They put it on every year down the way. And I like it. But she never invited me back. Like, the first year.
It's because you kept saying stuff about, like, the cod pieces.
No, it's because the Rat Queen is hot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And she was available for pictures afterward. All the cast kind of hung out in the lobby afterward. And Danielle wouldn't let me get my picture with the Rat Queen.
Oh.
And then last year she took her friend to go see it without me. This year she's taken her mom to go see it without me. Come on now.
They're probably going to get their picture taken with the Rat Queen, too.
I'm okay
Probably.
with that.